Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. What do we got? 12 days? Something? I don't know. I'm not very good at math. Hey, I wanted to do a Facebook Live sooner than I normally would because we've had a rash of kind of goofy accidents that we really need to talk about real quick. Let me start with the first one here. Guy going down the road, middle of the night. There is it's really dark outside. There's no moonlight. There is a broken down car parked right next to the fog line, and the car's over the fog line, but he's parked right next to the fog line, and our driver's going down the road, and for a split second looks down at his gauge, and when he looks back up, he had veered over the fog line ever so slightly, but hit that parked car doing 65 miles an hour. Needless to say, that car ended up 300 or 400 yards or feet down the road. So what our driver did wrong there, we don't want to call it distracted driving because he didn't have anything in his hand. He wasn't eating a sandwich, wasn't looking at his phone, but he took his eyes off the road long enough not to see that parked car sitting on the side of the road. Now, I know you can't always be looking out your front window. You got to look at your mirror here, you got to look at your mirror here. If you're looking at your mirror here, how can you see the parked car? I know there's 1,000 different scenarios here, but the bottom line is that if you get in a trance or you get in a zone and you're not really looking where you're looking, you're not really looking at what you're looking at, if that makes sense, then these things happen. So you've got to make sure that you're extremely aware of what you're looking at, and when you're looking over here, look here first, then look over here, then look over here second, and stay off the fog line. Second, we had a guy that was doing 9 miles an hour on an icy road, which is good. He wasn't speeding, not going too fast for conditions. What the problem was is there was a broken down tractor trailer in the right lane. That guy had his flashers on and that guy had flares out, and our driver was creeping up behind him. He saw the flares creeping up behind him, but was still going too fast at 9 miles an hour and was on black ice and ran right into the back of that parked truck. Now, there was minimal damage. It probably broke our radiator, so when I say minimal, a couple $1,000. Nobody was hurt. But what I wished our driver would have done in this case is when he saw those flares, he knew it was below freezing, he knew there was moisture on the ground, is to put his flashers on and crawl until he can make a safe lane change, 5 miles an hour, and go around the truck in front of him. But the lesson learned here is the black ice. You got to know the temperature, you got to know if there's been moisture out there. And anytime you see flashing lights or anything in the lane in front of you, your first reaction is going to be to slow until you can evaluate the situation and see what's going on. Third, and I talked about this 2 months ago, if you are asked to go down a road that does not look like a truck should be on, don't go down the road. Pick up the phone, call safety. Let us get involved with whether or not you should be going down that road. We had a driver that was going 1 mile an hour. In fact, he was actually stopped, and the truck laid over on him because the dirt on this dirt road gave way under this extremely heavy steel load, and it pulled him over onto his side. He wasn't hurt, thank goodness, and there was nobody else involved, but I imaginably the damage is going to be pretty significant when you roll over a $125,000 truck or lay it over. So what I wish that driver would have done was heed my advice a couple months ago and don't go down a road that you are not comfortable with or you don't think a big truck should be on. And what we're going to ask you to do when you call in is we want you to take your smartphone out or take pictures and show us the road. Important is on the edges of the road, are there berms? Does it go down? Is there a ditch on either side? We're going to look at that stuff and determine whether or not we're going to go down that road or not. And if we can't go down that road, we will help you and the shipper and the consignee and everybody get something planned out so this doesn't happen again. A lot of times with the commodities we haul, we're going down out into places in the middle of nowhere. We build or haul log cabin lumber, and sometimes these places are out in the woods, and we don't want to get ourselves in a situation that's going to get us in trouble. So please call safety. Let us get involved so that doesn't happen again. Everybody, please have a safe holiday. There's a lot of crazy people on the highways during the holidays, so make sure you're taking extra caution. And always remember, anticipate the other guy doing something stupid. Anticipate the other guy doing something stupid. Appreciate it, guys. Merry Christmas.